Hi YouTubers, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for taking your time to watch my videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. At 12 p.m. noon local time there in the Gulf of California, they had a magnitude 5.6 earthquake. La Palma, Mexico said it was an intensity level of 2, being so far away. But yet they said they felt, evidently they were sitting. I don't know if they're on the ground level or upper floors, but if they were on the upper floors, they would have noticed it. Suspended objects may have been swaying lightly. Now, actually, let's go down here for 5.6. Luckily, it was there in the middle of the Gulf of California. Yeah, there could have been a lot of damage. You can see here 5.5 and then a 6. It would have been an intensity level of 8. Going to Google Earth. Oops, went the wrong way. Sorry about that. Alright, let's bring this out. And it was along a transform fault. This fault connects all the way up to the San Andreas Fault zone. This is an area of a spreading center. And it says, at the northern end of the Gulf, a single large transform fault continues towards the northwest, where it connects with the San Andreas Fault system. Well, that's where this earthquake occurred at. I'm sure many of you have noticed that there's been a large increase in earthquakes around the world. And as our Earth's magnetic field weakens, the effects of the solar stream from the sun and solar flares definitely have an effect upon the Earth. Did you hear about the unexpected heat wave there on Jupiter? Yeah, their atmosphere expanded. The temperature jumped by 700 degrees. Its atmosphere expanded about 80,000 miles. The heat wave was probably triggered by a pulse of enhanced solar wind plasma. We've been getting a lot of that lately since our magnetic field has been weakening, seeing more auroras and sprites and blue lights of plasma up in our atmosphere. So the solar wind plasma impacting Jupiter's magnetic field, which boosted aurora heating and forced hot gases to expand and spill out towards the equator. Because of the weakening of our own Earth magnetic field, it's been impacting the weather, changing the jet stream. And we know, and they know, that it also increases the risk of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Now here on the U.S. Senate Committee on Environment and Public Works, there is a paper from 2007 saying warming on Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, Neptune's moon, and Earth linked to solar activity, scientists say. Now, when this paper was published in 2007, they said that Jupiter then had increased by 6 degrees. Well, now it's gone up by 700 degrees. Neptune's moon, Triton, studied in 1989 after an unmanned Voyager probe flew past it, seemed to have heated up significantly since then. Parts of the frozen nitrogen surface have been melting and turning to gas, making Triton's atmosphere denser. Even Pluto has warmed slightly in recent years. For the past century and a half, the Earth has been warming. Coincidentally, or perhaps not so coincidentally, during the same period, our sun has been brightening, becoming more active, sending out more radiation. I watched a video recently. They were talking about this and how it's affecting our weather patterns, our growing patterns. And was it last year or the year before that the UN said there was going to be major food shortages? And of course that was long before the war and long before the shortages of fertilizer and other things to grow crops. But he mentioned how the sun used to look yellow when we were kids, us older people, and now it looks white, and that is so true. Yeah, it's getting brighter. There's been an increase in northern lights. Like I said, this was on the U.S. Senate Committee on Environmental and Public Works. Increase in red sprites and the blue plasma burst that's been reportedly and seen more and more around the world. And we have an increase in earthquakes. So, like I said, with the weakening of our Earth's magnetic field to protect our planet from the solar winds, yeah, we're just kind of screwed. So what are your thoughts? Please put those comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much for your support. If you wish to support my work, I'm also on Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can join. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.